Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today I want to talk a little bit about Cloud9 because I think they've had some really exciting news coming out as of late. Obviously, throughout all of 2022, really so far, they've been one of the more polarizing teams. They've had some very high highs. LS, their YouTube videos are all getting over 100,000 views. They're the most exciting team in the LCS. They have this bright future ahead of them. The LS firing, things come crashing down. Then they go on a crazy run all the way up to first place in the LCS. And then they burn out at the end of the regular season. They burn out in the playoffs. It's like been an insane roller coaster. But at the end of the day, Cloud9 is still one of the top organizations in the LCS. They still have one of the biggest fan bases. They're still one of the biggest spending teams. They're always going out looking to try and make moves. Sometimes it works out great. Sometimes it works out bad. That roller coaster is going to keep on going. It's always going to be entertaining. And one of the bigger moves that they have made this offseason, one of the more controversial, polarizing, whatever you want to call it, moves is role swapping Zven from AD carry to support. And today, the news we're going to be talking about involves just that. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that so much. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. We have tons of awesome videos coming your guys' way. Obviously, we're going to be covering the rest of MSI. We're going to be covering any more crazy offseason stories that happen before the summer split starts. Then we got summer split, playoffs, worlds, and then the end of the year leading all up to the big offseason. I think the 2023 offseason is going to be a really spicy one. So you guys don't want to miss out on any of the content we have going on in the near future. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, yesterday, we posted this Cloud9 video. It was this big, long, 20-minute reaction video to Cloud9's video that they posted talking about their summer offseason. That, hey, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't watch all the way through it, but there were some interesting kind of notes and factors in there. One, involving the fact of Zven role swapping to support was the fact that he was still wanting to play AD carry. He tried playing AD carry. If he could have gotten on a top team, it sounds like in the LCS or LEC, he would have absolutely done that. So support role swap was absolutely not his first option, but it sounds like he was much more excited to role swap to support on Cloud9 than go play AD carry on like Immortals or CLG or like a bottom tier team like that. It sounded like his first priority was AD carry on a good team, and then maybe support on a good team, and then maybe even like academy scrimming again over going to a bad team. This is a guy who wants to be on a good team. He, I'm sure, appreciates this stability, and he's obviously competitive. He doesn't want to just go and suck. He's made a ton of money. He's going to continue to make a ton of money going forward. There was some really awesome news that obviously he did get his green card. That was great. And then we heard some of the other players talking about how, Fudge was like, yeah, Zven has played in the bot lane a ton, and it made me think that, yeah, like Zven and Mithy dating back years and years and years, obviously they talked about the game a ton. Obviously Zven knew a lot about what Mithy was doing. He knew why Mithy was doing a lot of these things. We know that those guys always were bouncing ideas off of each other. I'm sure Mithy talked to Zven about AD carry. I'm sure Zven talked to Mithy about support. Zven's also played with some other pretty damn good supports over the course of his career, over the past couple of years especially, and he knows a lot about bot lane. Now that doesn't mean you're automatically going to be a great supporter, that it's going to click right away or anything like that. But they do have the whole summer split to kind of iron some of these things out, to fix some of these things. It sounds like everyone on Cloud9 is really excited to work with Zven. They all think he's a really hard worker. And it sounds like everyone, at least from what they're saying, obviously you don't have to tell the full truth just because you're saying something, everyone believes that Zven is going to be a pretty good supporter. I think he at least has a chance to be a really good supporter. And like I said, the thing that Zven has going for him the most is that, one, he gets to play with a really damn good AD carry in Berserker. But it sounds like Berserker is also a really young guy who is still really open to like coaching and getting better and improving. So I'm sure they'll be able to bounce ideas off of each other. But again, it's not like he's getting paired up with some scrub. He's getting paired up with a really talented AD carry, truly one of the best AD carry prospects in the world. So it'll be fun to see those guys work together. But yeah, he's in a team that believes in him, in a good situation, in a good organization, and he's replacing Winsome and Isles, who weren't setting the bar too high in the first place. But the good news and the big news that I want to talk about today, I tweeted out this yesterday. I said, right now, this is also something they talked about in the video. Zven was saying how support was going in solo queue, how it's been going pretty well. So I tweeted out this. I said, Zven is 974 LP and rank 131 on EU West solo queue ladder right now, playing support. Fire. And another reason why I am really attached to this story is because I was, I think, one of the first people. I know LS had talked about it a little bit, and there was some Cloud9 rumors coming out, but as far as like really talking about the rumor train for Zven role swapping to support coming out, I was one of the first people tweeting about it and talking about it, making videos and stuff. So the fact that this all came to fruition, I think, feels really, really good on my end as well. But it's been something that people have been following, and hey, this got 16 likes. That's decent for my Twitter, and whenever tweets pop off and do well, they usually end up making decent videos as well. So I want to dive a little bit more into how things have been going in solo queue for Zven, because this kind of made me think back to another video I did last offseason. Like Bjergsen, he was coming back to pro play. He was playing Korean solo queue and breaking down his Korean solo queue experience in op.gg. That video did pretty well, so I want to do something similar for Zven as well. And then I don't know if I already mentioned in this video or not, but Zven also got his green card this offseason, which was really, really big and exciting news too, because I think for the past couple of splits, there's maybe been rumors that Zven is going to be getting his green card, or he could get his green card, or he's close to getting his green card or whatever. But yes, Zven is a North American resident now as well. Now, that doesn't necessarily factor into this Cloud9 roster at all, because Berserker is the only import, but there were worlds, obviously, if they hung on to Summit, or if they decided to go in a different direction in one of their positions, and it just gives them kind of more options going forward into the future. But here is what has been going on with Mr. Zven over in EU West solo queue. I believe he's been in EU because he was getting that green card finalized, so he had to return to Europe to kind of get his green card interviews and paperwork and all that stuff done, and then actually get his green card. Somebody did ask on this thread as well, like any info on why Zven is not with the rest of the team in Korea, and as far as I know, it was just to finish up that green card stuff. I don't know if he has plans of going to Korea. I don't know if he's going to go to Korea at all. I don't know if they just were like, hey, whatever, we'll go to Korea, you stay in Europe, we'll meet back up in the United States. I don't know exactly what's going on. Obviously, it does kind of suck if he can't boot camp with the team in Korea, but like I said, they have the whole summer split to figure things out. 8 teams make the playoffs. They're going to be in summer playoffs no matter what. Regular season doesn't really matter. Being ready to go to your absolute best at the start of the summer regular season really does not matter at all. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to end up going to Korea with the team. I'm not sure how those schedules work out or anything like that. But here's what he's been doing. So right now, he is now at 1,045 LP Challenger in EU West solo queue. He currently has a 54% win rate on this account. He is ranked 72 in Europe. In Europe, it's not Korean solo queue. It doesn't have the same mystique or allure or kind of fanfare or anything like that. But overall, EU West solo queue is pretty damn good. There's some good players out there. It's all the players from the LEC, all the players from the ERLs. It is a deep talented solo queue environment, and it's overall a pretty good one. So the fact that Zven is doing pretty well in support, I think, is a good thing. Now, it's kind of interesting because if you look at the right side and the left side, it tells 2 different stories. You can see over here, his recent games have been really, really good. Here's a 4-game win streak, and then here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-game win streak, and then he lost 3 in a row. But overall, a lot of wins out of his last 15 games. Only 5, 6, 7 losses. He's winning a lot recently, and obviously these are all Grandmaster, Master, Challenger games where he's playing against some really, really good players, or at least we assume and hope he's playing against some really, really good players. So it seems like as of late, things have been going pretty well. He's also playing all different kinds of champions: Nautilus, Alistar, Pyke, Nami, getting a pretty big champion pool. Sven's always been known for, being able to play a ton of different champions. I know even when he was playing AD carry, I've seen him in person play Swain AD carry. He is able to play everything, obviously to varying different levels of success and degrees and stuff, but he's never been like a closed-minded player. It seems like he's always been down to play whatever the team needs, whatever's good at the time. He's a grinder. If he really needs to practice and get better at a pick over the course of a season, or even over the course of a week, before a big playoff match or something like that, it seems like he would be willing to do that. But if we take a look at his win rates and stuff over here, it kind of tells a different story. His most played champions are not necessarily going so well, at least his win rates go. Nautilus, he has a 43% win rate. Pyke, he has a 41% win rate. Now on Leona, still a 75% win rate, and this is funny as well. Zeri, I believe early on when he was getting autofilled, he was playing a lot of Zeri. It seems like he has a 60% win rate with her, but then 56 on Karma, 50% on Nami, 55 on Alistar. Like I said, I really do appreciate that he's got 2 engaged champions in Nautilus Leona. He's got Karma and Nami as some enchanters, then an Alistar, and then a Pyke, which is just kind of, a weird. Pyke is kind of its own thing as a support champion. So he's getting a little bit of everything, playing all the different styles. You never know what's going to be meta. You never know what's going to be good. You need to be able to play a little bit of everything. I know Zven himself said that he's not worried at all. He thinks support's not really the hardest position in the world. He says lane phase is super, super easy. What he's been struggling with or trying to work on is, the mid to late game. I'm sure that's, being in the right spots, warding, not dying, not getting caught out, setting up engages for your team, that type of stuff that you will need to work on. But it's also not just him. He has coaches, he has teammates, he has all that stuff that will hopefully help him prepare. He has the C9 systems on his side, of course, as everyone does know. So I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Obviously, his win rates aren't great, but again, I don't read too much into solo queue win rates, especially when someone is picking up a new position, new champion, something like that. Sometimes it's even better to be losing more games, because if you're playing just for win rate, maybe you're not realizing your mistakes. Maybe you're not working on the things that you're bad at. But if you're losing games, hey, you're probably learning some stuff, especially if you're a player who is used to practicing and learning from it and getting better and stuff like that. Hey, you might have to fail a lot of times to then become great, to then be able to succeed. But again, like I said, he's 1,000 LP challenger. He's got a 54% win rate in solo queue. He's been winning a lot of games recently. His team believes in him. He believes in himself. I think this is going to be very, very exciting. I love the roster that C9 has put together. And again, so far, things look like they're going pretty well for Zven. And I think it's going to be fun to watch. I cannot wait. Maybe he'll end up sucking. Maybe he'll end up being amazing. But either way, I do think it's going to be entertaining. And the Zven Berserker bot lane is definitely one that intrigues me. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Zven support or his OP.GG, his solo queue experience so far. Anything like that. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.